So you want to know if the WLMouse is for you? Well, let me give my first impressions after using it for a little bit, and then you can make your mind up whether you think you want to make the purchase. So if you're not familiar with who I am, I'm Beardedbob. Been gaming for over 35 years, got over 230 mice, so I know quite a bit. So if you like that kind of stuff, you want to know some more information around gaming gear, stick around, this is the channel for you. So this is what I think of the BeastX. I've been using it quite a bit. I've been using it a lot on Tarkov at the minute, and so far I like it. You don't like the dots, but you can change those. They're not rounded, I don't think, either. But overall, it's been pretty good. The only problem I've had with this one is I originally didn't have it, but now there's like a very, very subtle creak on the side. You can't even hear it, but I think that was it. The switches are quite light. I didn't particularly like the side buttons. They're better than final mouses. They're kind of cloning it, and they're also a little bit far forward for me. I'd like them a little bit further back, but that's personal preference. This is a medium, 18 by 9 hand. I like the colour. I didn't like the larger gaps on the side. That's another thing I'm not particularly a fan of. I prefer these thinner ones. I find my thumb tends to rest just back here for me. I tend to hold mine just like that, which is why the button's a bit far back maybe. The medium size is good. There's no wobble. That was decent. A little bit if you pull it, but scroll wheel's okay. Even though it's not a rubber one. Press is nice. The buttons I do find I accidentally click, they're a little bit light for me sometimes. Not getting too dirty. Been out for about 2 weeks while I've been messing around. Like the fact they've at least made an effort to coat it. They still haven't coloured the cables, but not too visible. One thing I was quite impressed with is the balance. It still seems to be mid. It's still over the sensor. Sensor's in a good spot, not too far forward. Well, it looks slightly forward, but we'll measure that in a minute. And they give you an option to have dots or the slightly larger skates. Overall, the build quality is good given the weight of it, which made nothing up, told us exactly what it's going to be, unlike some companies that don't quite tell us the truth. It's a little bit of a clone, it's the only thing I'd say, in terms of it's a bit like a final mouse shape. Yeah, maybe a bit of a razor theme as well, but the metal's a little bit sharp, but other than that, I think it's pretty decent. What's it like against the VXA? Kind of similar, I guess. Maybe a little bit, you see. See how far they are. It's a butchered AJX. Probably like that. So again, a little bit on the, especially the back one seems to be further forward. So 120. Top dimension. Overall, for the first mouse that produced this, it's decent. These companies that are popping out must be creating other people's mice. It's quite a decent sized scroll wheel width wise. I'll take a look at it properly, but seems okay. Sensors look. It look like it's slightly forward, I'd say. Measure these. Yeah, a little bit forward. Yeah, this is what it looks like paint-wise. Yep, it's metallic. You can see it. A little bit metallic in it anyway. Can't quite see when I look at it because the lights aren't on me, but a little bit of a sweat magnet because I've been using it all, obviously. We had to make sure we test them. Pre-travel's pretty good. Actually quite like the switches, they're quite light, these switches. Probably a little bit light for me, I tend to do a few misfires on USB-C, but yeah, overall, I mean, it seemed quite a grippy coating. Like I said, the sides is quite grippy because of the holes, but it doesn't seem to slip. It doesn't even seem to fingerprint. Like, this has been used for 2 weeks. I've been properly getting used to it, but not cleaned it. This is what it's like. It's got a good coating. I think if you're after a 40 gram mouse, Like, you don't mind the cutouts, you don't mind the buttons being slightly further forward, and the price of $130 I think it is, then I'd certainly look at it. But there are certainly some other rivals out there this price range, although not many of them are at 40 grams. So credit to him for keeping it down to that weight for sure. Depends, Goose, depends what you want.